Good morning, all. Welcome to this new course on material science and engineering. The material science and materials engineering. These are two terms which is quite often getting confused with each other. Material science, like any branch of engineering, can be considered as a branch of engineering which mainly deals with the structure and properties of materials. Materials basically include different classification of materials, which include the metals and metal alloys, ceramics, polymers, and the combination of any of these three is which is the composite materials. And as a new class, the future materials or new generation materials. When we say structure and properties of materials, it actually is very much interdependent. Structure of any materials is very much related to properties, or we can say the what are properties. Properties, for example, if we say electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, ductility of the material, brittleness of the materials, all are examples of different types of properties. All these properties very much depends upon the structure of the materials. By structure, we means how the materials within the material uh, the particles are arranged. In the sense, like the structure may be again classified as like atomic structural arrangement, like the way in which the atoms are combined, whether it is random arrangement or whether it is very much orderly arrangement, as in type of crystalline materials, etc. By properties, actually, we mean the, as I told earlier, the different types of properties like electrical conductivity, the thermal conductivity, then we say the refractive index, the optical properties, reflectivity of the materials, heat capacity of the material, etc. And materials engineering. Materials engineering, what actually we do in materials engineering is keeping in mind the structure property correlation. We are designing new materials which require a predetermined property. Maybe it may be strength, maybe it may be good conductivity, maybe good optical property, etc. Okay, next we'll discuss about the structure in detail. As I told earlier, actually structure is actually the arrangement of atoms, or we can say it is a framework how the content inside a material it is arranged. We can further classify structure into macroscopic structure, the structure which we can see with our naked eye. Microscopic structure, if you're going in deep, we can say we cannot see with our naked eye, but it can be observed under a microscope. Then we can, even if you're going in deep, we can say atomic structure, where the atoms are arranged. Subatomic structure, if you are further going in deep, within an atom, what is happening? Like an atom is composed of electron, neutrons, protons. How these electrons are arranged in, as we know earlier, like the it can be arranged into shell, subshell, how it is revolving around the nucleus, which is consisting of the protons and the neutrons. Okay, but I want to add into this is like the properties of any material is very much dependent, as I discussed earlier, on the structure in which the materials are arranged. For example, if we consider crystalline materials, mainly, for example, a metal. So the atoms are very much orderly arranged in this kind of material. So this is very much useful for various properties like electrical conductivity. If atoms are very orderly arranged, it is very easy to transfer like electricity or heat carrying phonons, etc. So it can be useful for very good conductors of heat as well as electricity. Okay, next comes the property. When we say property, it actually gives how the material responds to a specific imposed stimulus, or how the material will react when we are giving a particular stimulus. The stimulus can be anything, it can be a force or a mechanical deformation. For example, if we consider a metal rod which is subjected to a force, it will definitely experience a deformation. But instead of a metal, if you are trying to deforming, or if you are trying to drop a material which is made of ceramic or glass, it will try to break. It will not undergo any deformation, which means it actually shows a property which is the ductility or brittleness of the material. And again, another example, if you are considering, like a polished material will reflect the light. It is a reflectivity, another property. And one point I want to add to this is like properties of any materials are very much independent of the material shape and size. So whatever size of the material we are taking or whatever geometry we are taking, it is not having an influence on the material property. Okay. Next we will discuss different types of or classification of the properties. Okay, the properties can be broadly classified as mechanical property, electrical property, thermal property, magnetic property, optical property, deteriorative property. I'm not going in detail, but just I will say mention some of properties which comes under this classification. For example, if you are considering the mechanical property, it includes elastic modulus, strength of the materials, etc. Under electrical property, it comes the electrical conductivity, electrical resistivity, dielectric strength, Seebeck coefficients, Peltier coefficients, etc. When we are considering the thermal properties, thermal conductivity, specific heat, specific heat at constant volume, specific heat at constant pressure, etc., all comes under these. Magnetic properties, which includes the paramagnetic behavior, paramagnetic properties, hysteresis, etc. Optical property, it accounts for the reflectivity, refractive index of the material, etc. And deteriorative property, actually, by deteriorative property, we actually means how it is the material is subjected to chemical degradation or how the material will uh, deteriorate or degrade over a period of time. It mainly include the chemical reactivity of the material and like the properties like the corrosion resistance or corrosive property or oxidation resistance or oxidation properties, etc. Then next we'll discuss what we say the basic components of the material science. The entire material science can be consisting of like four elements basically. First one is processing of the material, structure of the material, properties exhibited by the material, and the performance or application of the material. And it is very clear actually, just like the structure property correlation, all independent these terms are very much correlated to each other. The structure of a material it will very much depends upon how it is processed. By processing we actually means how the material is created or the what kind of manufacturing route is employed. For example, like whether it is made up of casting, whether it is made up of powder metallurgy or forging or made up of rolling. Depending upon each of these properties, the structure of the materials will vary. For example, if you are considering a material, a sheet which is uh, made up of rolling process, if you are observing its structure, and as you know, like there are different kinds of structure, like the microstructure and macrostructure, atomic structure, subatomic structure. If you are observing the microstructure of this sheet under an optical microscope, you can see there is a the arrangement of these grains along one particular direction or that. And when we are considering the plain sheet, like which is not a rolled one or a casted one, we can say it is having a more uniformly arranged grains. So it is the process, like the rolling process, which change the structure of the material. Okay, we'll discuss that in detail in the following sessions. Okay, then I can say the material performance also will be a function, or it very much depends upon the properties or the performance in the sense the application, whether it is used for a electrical conductivity application for carrying heat application or whatever application we are using this material, whether if it is designed for performing at a very robust condition, very high temperature environment, so it should be having a very high melting point. So all these will all these performance or these application will very much depends upon the properties. So we can say the processing will create a particular structure. The structure will account for a particular property. These properties will define where it should be used or what are the application of the material. Okay, thank you.